Today, we are going to break down creatures that don't appear during war, but after it, when everything is already over, when everyone has left, when no one is watching. And that's exactly why they are more terrifying than many monsters in the Witcher world, because they are not the cause, they are the result. Ghouls. Today we will cover what ghouls really are, how they appeared, how they behave, and why they are dangerous. To understand what they really are, we first need to go to the place where they appear. Imagine a battlefield 3 days after a massacre. No one is collecting bodies anymore. Horses rot in the mud. A heavy, sickly sweet smell of decay hangs in the air. The crowds are already full. The armies are gone. People have forgotten this place, but the field is not empty. It simply changes its inhabitants, because that is when they arrive. Not vampires, not ghosts, not ancient horrors. Ghouls, creatures that don't create war, but always come after it. Their goal is corpses, but if there are no corpses, they make them. Ghouls belong to necrophages. The word literally means eaten of the dead. But it's important to understand a ghoul is not just a scavenger, and this is where things get uncomfortable. Because a ghoul, it is not a mistake of nature. It's a creature perfectly adapted to decay. Their body is a tool, jaws strong enough to crush bones, teeth that tear through flesh, claws that rip bodies open, skin resistant to infection and rot. They move on all fours but can rise suddenly. Their movements are jerky, uneven, almost unnatural. That is why they don't inspire just fear, but disgust, and nearly physical revulsion. But the most important thing, it is not how they look, it's where they appear. Ghouls are almost always connected to battlefields, graveyards, mass graves, epidemics, destroyed villages. The more death, the more ghouls. But what truly makes them dangerous is not their appearance, it's how they act. Ghouls have an extremely sensitive sense of smell. They can detect corpses from kilometers away. That's why they appear so quickly after battles. They don't fear infection. What would kill a human is a normal environment for them. Rot, bacteria, parasites, all of this is part of their ecosystem. Like most monsters in the Witcher world, ghouls are tied to the conjunctions of the spheres. When the worlds collided, the boundaries between them disappeared. Creatures from other dimensions entered the human world. But there's something different about ghouls. They don't feel alien. Unlike demons or higher vampires, a ghoul feels logical, as if it should exist. And that's the key idea. And this is where the question appears. What if ghouls are not just extraneous creatures? What if they are the perfect response of the world to human violence? Because ghouls fit perfectly into the human world, especially into a world of war. Every battle creates hundreds of bodies, decay, loss of control, chaos. And that's the perfect environment for ghouls. It becomes a closed cycle. People kill each other, ghouls appear, the world becomes even more dangerous, people keep killing. And in that sense, Ghouls are not just monsters, they are consequences. They are not classic predators. They don't hunt for pleasure. Their priority is corpses, but that doesn't make them safe. Ghouls almost always act in groups, and that's what makes them truly dangerous, because they surround their target, attack in turns, overwhelmed by numbers. Ghouls don't always attack immediately. They can circle, observe, wait for weakness. This is no longer just animal behavior. And this is where the line drawn. As long as there are corpses, you are not their target. But if there are none, a ghoul turns to a living. They may attack lone travelers, injured people, children. When fighting ghouls, the main rule is don't let them surround you. A Witcher always keeps moving, uses dodges and rolls, separates individuals from the pack, controls space. But even among ghouls, there is something worse. It is worth mentioning all ghouls, a more dangerous variation of ghouls. They are known for greater strength, increased aggression, and bony spikes covering their bodies. During combat, an ghoul can extend bone spikes, capable of injuring an opponent even while attacking. Interestingly, ghouls already look like the result of mutation, as if feeding on corpses and living close to death gradually changes the very nature of the creature. Ghouls are rarely at the center of a story, but they are always in the background. And that matters, because they make the world feel alive, show the consequences of war, create an atmosphere of decay. There are far more terrifying creatures in the Witcher world: higher vampires, ancient spirits, cursed beings. But ghouls are the closest to reality, and that is why ghouls are some of the most disturbing creatures in the Witcher universe. Not because of their strength, not because of their appearance, but because they always come to places where humans have already done everything themselves. They don't come from darkness. They don't appear because of ancient curses. They come where people have killed too many of their own kind.